And there's a lot of other, for example, the idea that we're, in terms of taxes, that they refuse to, for example, I was able to balance the budget and pass everything from the global warming bill. Anyway, I was able to cut by $1.7 billion in the first 2 years the deficit that we were accumulating. And because I was able to say to it that the 55 corporations in America that made $400 billion, or $400 billion, that they pay zero in tax, zero.
Mr. President, on the debt limit, you said already, I've done my part. Do you think that if there is a breach, nobody will blame you?
Of course, no one will blame me. I know you won't. You'll be saying Biden did a wonderful job. I know you.
Would you be blameless in a default situation?
On the merits, based on what I've offered, I would be blameless. On the politics of it, no one will be blameless. And by the way, that's one of the things that some are contemplating. I actually had, well, I got to be careful here. I think there are some MAGA Republicans in the House who know the damage that it would do to the economy. And because I am president and presidents are responsible for everything, Biden would take the blame, and that's the one way to make sure Biden's not reelected. Here's the other thing. I'm not sure, my guess is I'll get a question about, well, wait a minute, the American people aren't satisfied. Well, guess what? As I've told you all before, most of this, what we've passed, doesn't kick in. It only kicks in over time. And my guess is that I'm going to be talking to the Speaker of the House on the way back on the plane, because there'll be morning time over at home, and I'm going to be in that plane about an hour or so. And my guess is he's going to want to deal directly with me and making sure we're all on the same page. And what's going on now is, look at the meeting we had here today and yesterday, the Quad. I bet you, maybe some of you thought it, but I doubt many people in this audience or any other audience would have said that 2 years after being elected, I'd be able to convince India, Australia, Japan, and the United States to form an organization called the Quad to maintain stability in the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea. Again, if this were a town meeting, to ask, raise your hand if you think the tax structure is fair, remotely fair. What do you think? Anyway, so that's the context. The budget side of the equation, they came along and said initially, it's hard to determine where they are, quite frankly. And I don't know, you all may know more from questioning them than I do.